Hello everybody, welcome back to Inspired Dishes. Today I will be making a meatball sub. Now here are the ingredients. Now I usually make ground turkey and I make my own meatballs, which I was planning on doing. However, I already have meatballs that's already made, so I said I'll use this instead of, wasting up some. So yeah, I'm about to use that. That's actually beef kind. But if you want to make your own or use ground turkey, go right ahead. You can't see too well, but yeah, back there is my French baguette. If I'm saying it right, that's my bread. Now, I will be making my own tomato sauce / marinara sauce. Right there, I have 1 tomato that I cut in half. Also, I will be using those additional 3 tomatoes. Okay, that right there is what you call date paste. And I'm going to show you pretty much how to make that. And you use pretty much dates. And that's actually used as a sweetener. Instead of using sugar, you can use those. Also, I will be using this tomato paste to help thicken up the tomato sauce. I'm going to also be using mayo for my bread to make like a garlic bread, so I will be using mayo instead of butter. Also have my parsley today. I already got that ready. I'm going to be putting that on there as well. And I also have my garlic paste, and that's going to make my garlic bread. For my cheese, I will be using a combination of the pepper jack sliced cheese, and I also will be using the shredded Parmesan cheese. I will be also using apple cider vinegar. Now over here are the seasonings I will be using. My garlic salt, my Badia complete seasoning, as well as my chicken bouillon powder. I will also be using my ground black pepper, my bay leaves for a little extra flavor. And last but not least, that's actually a combination of jalapeno peppers, green onions, and I just pretty much just dice those up. And I'm going to incorporate that into the sauce as well. So that's about it. Let's get started. So I'm about ready to start the sauce. You just want to rinse that off real good, with some water. And see the top part, you want to cut that off because you don't want to put that, when you blend it up. So I'm just going to do that for all of them. First, I'm going to add in my jalapenos and my onions because the jalapenos are just a little bit, harder to, combine. So I'm going to put those at the bottom. Then I'm going to add in my tomatoes. Now, I cut those in half. However, I should have cut them a little bit small, like in 4 pieces, so it can blend easily. But yeah, it's good enough. Now, I started off with 1/4 a cup. However, that wasn't enough when I tried to blend it, so I'm going to add additional 1. So in total, 2 of 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar to blend it. I also will be using my date paste to sweeten it. Now, if you have sugar, use sugar to balance it. Like I said, however, I'm using the date paste, and it actually substitutes for sugar. So you can go ahead and use the date paste. And I'm going to use like 2 tablespoons. Okay, we're going to get started with our dates. Now, this is how it looks. It looks like a prune. We're just going to open it, break it in half. But usually, these already been pitted, like they have like a seed in the middle. You usually take that out. But usually there's a seed, but I'm still going to take this part out and discard it. And I'm just going to pretty much break it up, like tear it. So it can be a little bit broken down. It's a little soft already, but it'll be easier like this. I'm just going to take a few and do the same thing. Okay, yeah, this could have been like 6 or 7, but I pretty much just ripped it in half. Now, you just want to this is hot water. I put it in the microwave for some minutes, or if you want to do it on the stove, but just pour some hot water inside. Yeah, I might need more hot water because I'm going to cover all of it. See how it's pretty much covered with the water now? Now, we're just going to let this sit for about 10-15 minutes. And then I'll let you see the next step. Okay, now we're going to blend it up. I probably left it in a little too long. I had it in for about 30 minutes. But yeah, we're going to blend it up and make it into a paste. I'm going to pour everything in there, the water and everything. See how it looks inside? Alright, we're just going to pour it in here. Alright, we're just going to set this to the side until we're ready with it. I have it on medium high.
And I'm going to thicken it up with my tomato paste. It's really a tablespoon and a half. First I'm going to just try with just this. Yeah, a tablespoon and a half. First I'm going to just try with this. Yeah, I think I'm going to need a little bit more. I'm going to add another one. And they should make it darker in color too. So it don't look like watermelon with some of the seeds in it. It got a little bit thick or not, but not thick enough. I'm going to add my seasonings, and then I'll know if I need to add more tomato paste. This is the bouillon powder, chicken bouillon. Put some in there. A little bit of my garlic salt. Okay, I'm going to add like a brown black pepper. But you do also want to taste it too to make sure it's seasoned to your liking. It is good. I taste just a teensy bit of the spice from that jalapeno, but not too much though. It's pretty good. But it is missing, like, I think I'm gonna add a little bit more chicken powder. Probably some more Bajaya complete seasoning. Okay, that's pretty good though. But I still want to make it a little bit thicker, so I'm going to add in some more tomato paste. Alright, I turned my stove to low because I'm going to put the meatballs in and let it simmer. I had to switch to this. Yeah, you see how thick it got compared to how it looked before? And by simmering, it's going to get a little bit more thick. So now I'm going to add in the meatballs. Let me see if I need to add more. I don't want to overdo it. I'll be always overdoing it with the foods. I might add like 4 more. Okay, 5. Okay. We still have some in that container. But if you want to cook all yours, you can. It's enough sauce, really. And I'm going to let it simmer for about 30 minutes to an hour. But I'll let you know when I finish. Yeah, I almost forgot. Y'all got to stop letting me forget, man. Let's go put a few in this simmer. Can't hurt. Well, I'm going to just do it to medium low. I said low, but I'm going to do it to medium low. And just put a lid on and let that simmer. This is after 40 minutes. I'm about to check it real quick. Remember, I got a bay leaf, so you want to fish that out. I done fished out all the bay leaves. I tasted it. It's good, but I think I just want a little bit of sweetness to it. I'm going to add more of my date paste. I'm going to add it in here. I'm going to have like a little bit, teensy bit. So I'm just going to add the rest of it in here. It's probably going to be a total of like 2 teaspoons. But you know, I put some on earlier. I'm just going to taste to see if it's like a little bit of a difference, more sweeter. Okay, it's good. Now I have my bread. I put mayo, the parsley, and garlic, and I just spread it. Now usually I put it in the oven and toast it first, but since I'm going to put all of it together and melt the cheese inside the oven, I said I'm not going to do that because I don't want it to be too toasted. So I'm just going to put on my meatballs. See how I'm overdoing it again? Shake my head. I want to put another meatball up top if I got enough room. So I'm going to add on my cheese now. First I'm going to add on the pepper jack. It really don't matter which one you do first. You do have to have. First I'm going to add on some of the Parmesan first. Alright, then the sliced cheese, pepper jack. I'm going to do a little bit on this side too. And add some more of the Parmesan. Alright, I'm going to put it in the oven. I have it on broil because I want the cheese just to melt. It don't take long at all. Okay, this is about a couple of seconds to a minute later. When I tell you this smells so good and like garlic and oh my goodness. Oh, Jesus. Okay, you see me prepare it. I'm about to eat it. I forgot to put some green onions on top of it, but it's never too late. I'm about to put some green onions in here. When I say it look good, it smells good too. I got my green onions in there. Yes, it don't kind of like broke up for me. It don't help me out. So I'm about to taste it. First, it want to rip a little bit, but then when I try to rip the rest of it myself, yeah, like it don't want to rip. Get it together now. I hope these meatballs are just as good You know, because the ones in the frozen bag, if you ever had those kinds, they're nasty, but there's like not all that. And so hopefully by these already being cooked, they're still good, because I could have made my own. I could have made my own meatballs. You know, if you see my recipe with the peanut sauce, the meatballs with peanut sauce. When I say those meatballs so tender and good, and that was turkey meat. So yeah, this would be good. Okay, I can tell these meatballs are good. Now that was the bread right there, no meat in it, but it had the sauce and it had cheese on it. It was so good. Now, if I know what cheese, I do taste a little bit of kick. I think it's a combination of both the cheeses. This is good. Meatballs are actually good. Okay, meatballs. I guess because my sauce probably helped it out too. The sauce from scratch. It's kind of like marinara sauce. What made me try the date paste? Okay, first I tried this a few years ago because I was trying to do a Daniel fast. I'm like, what can I substitute for sugar? Because I need some sugar. And I think I seen the channel of Ashley Empires. If I'm not mistaken, God forgive me, but I think it was her. She was making some ice cream one time, the healthier version, and she used dates in it. She was like, the dates kind of like taste like vanilla, like in sugar, like it substituted. So I'm like, okay then. We actually use dates. So one time I was trying to make something for Daniel Fast, and I used dates, but I blended it up so it was still like a little pieces, which I didn't like that, but I could taste the sweet. And I'm like, okay. I think I was trying to make like a spaghetti sauce, Daniel style, but it tastes more like marinara. It's like more sweeter. So I'm like, okay, this would be a good marinara substitute. But I also seen the recipe. I can't remember which one it was, but I seen them actually make the dates into paste. Like, you know, I'm like soaking them. I'm like soaking them in water and different and blend it up. I said, okay, that does make it easier. And yeah, even the cheese by itself is good. This stuff is good. Green onions, add just enough bite. It's weird that like majority of my onions, like, you know, sauteed and stuff, diced. But I get green onions, like, you know, raw. Now, the only way I would get green onions if it's like diced too. Also, if it's like covered up. You see how it's covered in the sandwich, and then you got the sauce and stuff like that. Like even with the McDonald's, like, you know, the cheeseburgers and the hamburgers, they had those small onions diced in it. Now, they wasn't sauteed, I don't think. However, I was able to eat it because it was diced, but also because it was covered in the ketchup. You know, if you had those sandwiches. And I still taste like that on a pot, but it was like nasty. The same way with these green onions. This sandwich is good, y'all. I'm not going to rate it because you know when I don't rate it. Please try this. It's so simple. If you want to make your own meatballs, go right ahead. Even tastes great with ground turkey. I just said, well, I did have it. However, like I said, I had these meatballs. These are beef meatballs. I already had them. I didn't want to go to waste, so I said, I'm going to use these instead. It's very good. The sauce, whew, it's good, y'all. Let me finish eating. I'm done talking to y'all. My mouth is watering. Try this recipe, y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.